So 2 years ago, everybody wanted to be in a Tesla. It was almost synonymous with something that everybody wanted to have. The Tesla vehicle was coming out of everybody's mouth. Having a Tesla was the absolute best rideshare vehicle, just because everybody wanted to get in it. Everybody wanted to drive it. It was just like so nice. It was so new. It's pretty amazing to have it. So you were kind of a step above the car if you had a Tesla, like myself, you know. So me and my Model 3, sorry. Because the Model Y is the SUV version. I just have the car version. But me and my car, we have been through everything over this last couple months, you know. So, but yeah, 2 years ago, everybody wanted to get in a Tesla. As an Uber driver, every passenger wanted to talk about the Tesla. They wanted to ask you questions. So, do you like your Tesla? But do you like your Tesla? Everybody wanted to know. It was a common sense question that I used to get all the time. And so when we really asked the question of what is the best vehicle, is it still a Tesla? You gotta answer it as an Uber driver. You gotta answer it from the standpoint of what do my okay, so there's two sides. I should say it like this. There's two sides. So the first side is, what do my passengers really want to get in? Do they want to get in a little Nissan Sentra? Or do they want to get in my baby right now? You know what I'm saying? Do they want a little... I mean, now the Camrys are looking nice nowadays. Do they want a Camry? Or do they want that bad boy right there? You know what I'm saying? That's one aspect. You know, the customer service aspect. Now, obviously, I don't have tints because this is a rental, but, you know, that's the, you know, if I could, I would tint everything in that car, tint it out, you know, had the nice rims on it. But again, it's a rental, so I ain't doing too many modifications to it. But yeah, you know. So when we ask that question of like, what's the best vehicle for rideshare? Is the Tesla still king? Is it still king? Not really. Not really. So that was 2 years ago. 2 years ago, everybody wanted to be in this car. In this car, the Model Y, you know, because Tesla was just on top. Everybody wanted to know about a Tesla. EV vehicles was new. There wasn't much competition. Everybody wanted to experience the electric feel. That's not the case now. I regularly have people tell me, you know, how they have some form of self-driving in their specific car, even though it's not the full self-driving. But yeah, people always tell me, oh, you know, I got that in my car. It's like, yeah, but your car sucks. Your autopilot sucks. No, I'm kidding. You know, so yeah, 2 years ago, everybody wanted this. Everybody wanted to be picked up in it. Everybody wanted to ride in it. It was a beautiful thing. So again, if you look at my videos, 2 years ago, I said that this was the best vehicle. Because it was. This was the best vehicle for your bang and your buck. People wanted to get in the car, and the other aspect is it was super cheap to maintain. So the other side of this is, as a professional, I don't really care about my customers. I care about the maintenance. I care about what I'm gonna have to do to fix it. I care about those types of costs, you know, because maintenance is incredible. You know, when you're talking about an oil change, when you're talking about brakes, rotors, when you're talking about tires, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you talk about, you know, making sure that the transmission works, alternators, starters, all of that stuff costs. And all of that stuff is supposed to be changed very regularly. And so if you're changing it the way you're supposed to be doing it, really the oil changes are supposed to be every 3,000 to 5,000 miles. I mean, I know, some people stretch it, like I used to stretch it to 5,000, 6,000 miles, especially when I did synthetic oil. I think mine's got up to about 10, 11,000 miles. I don't think I mean, when you do your own oil change, it is what it is. But yeah, the general recommendation is 3,000 to 5,000 miles. 3,000 to 5,000 miles for an oil change. I forget what it is for brakes. I forget what it is for everything else. But I know 3,000 to 5,000 miles for the oil change. Just because at that point you really need to change your oil. Well, you're recommended to change your oil because you want your oil to be fresh. You want it to be, because it's for lubrication, right? The oil is for lubrication. So you want it to continue lubricating what it's supposed to lubricate. I would just say pause, just in case. But yeah, So, the one side obviously is the passenger side. What do my people want? But as I'm starting to say, the other side is about maintenance. You got to care about maintenance, and that's a business expense. You have to factor that in. And if you don't, then that's, you're losing money. So 2 years ago, it's still kind of amazing to have a Tesla because there's no maintenance. When I say there's no maintenance, okay, yeah. The maintenance for the Tesla is very simple. You have the windshield wiper blades that, you probably will change. I don't know how many miles or anything like that. You just change them when you feel like it. Yes, you change the little windshield wiper fluid. And yeah, there can be maintenance. Like if you're talking about 150,000 miles, you do want to take it to a service center because there are fluids inside the car that you want to check and all of that stuff. And when you get your tires changed, you do want to look at your brakes because in terms of so if when you drive a Tesla, you don't really use your brakes. Well, if you drive it the way that you're supposed to, you don't really use your brakes like that. So they do recommend that you come to a service center. I think it's after 60,000 miles, 90,000 miles. I forget what the actual recommendation is. It might be 90 or 120,000 miles. They do recommend that you come to a service center, check out your brakes, because, and they do tell you every now and then you got to pump your brakes, use your brakes, just so that they don't rust, just so that they don't, because they don't go, well, I mean, I guess they can't really go bad, but you want to use them to keep them, keep them active and fluid-like and all of that stuff. So, just pump on your brakes every now and then, stuff like that. Just because with the Tesla, you don't slow down through the brakes. You slow down through the car, through the engine, through the process, you letting off the gas. Regenerative braking is what it's called. So your brake pads are going to be fairly brand new. But yeah, in terms of maintenance, they do recommend, you go to a service center, had a car checked out. So if you do 100,000 miles, you just want to, have a look at it. But other than that, there's no real pieces that's going to go bad on a Tesla. I mean, yeah, you have the drivetrain. Yeah, you have the engine. It's a small engine inside the car. But those aren't going to go bad. The biggest thing that everybody cares about is the battery, and which, rightfully so, can go bad. And it depends on, what year of car that you have that, in terms of what your expenses are going to be. Now, if you have an older car, then your battery, to replace your battery is going to be expensive. You're looking at maybe 12, 15, 18 grand. If you have a newer car, then your battery's going to be cheaper. But I think that's the same thing with a phone. Like as the cars get newer, the batteries get cheaper to replace and to fix and all of that stuff. But that's kind of like a given with everything. The older models of stuff, like the older TVs, Yeah, y'all remember those TVs that used to have like that you used to have sitting on grandma's floor? And it used to be like huge. Like it used to be like big. It used to have a big back. You couldn't really pick it up, but it sat on the ground. And you used to have the little rabbit ears. And you used to have to like, when you wanted to watch TV, you used to have to play with the little ears to get the channel to work. Now, obviously, trying to fix one of those TVs is crazy, right? It's crazy. You going back in the, I mean, yeah, it's back in the day, but like, it would be crazy to try to fix that. There's a lot of pieces. It's big, so you can't just, you know what I'm saying? But now, on the flip side, you look at our TVs today, you know, our little flat screens, and it's like, yeah, you can fix that in no time because it's newer. So, yeah, in terms of the battery, it depends on if you have an older car. I think it's 2022 or older, your battery might be more expensive. And 2023 and newer, your battery is going to be cheaper. But let's just say, you know, you get a 2023. I don't know. Let's say you get a 2022. You know, you get an older battery. Yeah, you're looking at maybe 12 to 15 grand to replace your battery. And that's, you know, that's unfortunate because, yeah, that's expensive. I mean, there are other companies, there's third-party companies out there that are fixing the batteries that probably will fix it for cheaper. But that's if you go to Tesla. You know, if you go to the dealership, it's going to be more expensive. If you go through a third-party company, then, yeah, you got it's going to be cheaper. And there's third-party companies that do it for like 7 grand, for 10 grand, you know. But obviously at that point, I mean, I guess with Tesla, you're still doing it with a refurbished battery. So with Tesla, it's a refurbished battery, but they're giving you a warranty on top of it. So I think it's for another 50,000 miles, I think it's for another 50,000 miles for that battery. So if they replace it and then in 50,000 miles, your battery goes bad again, it's like, yeah, we'll fix it again this time. And then you get another 50,000 miles. As opposed to going through a third party where it's just like, it's between you and the third party. When I say a third party, you know, going through a source outside of Tesla. It may be cheaper, but, you know. So yeah, when you talk about the Tesla, that's really the biggest thing that everybody cares about. Is my battery going to go bad and how much does it cost to fix it? Other than that, you don't have any real maintenance issues, you know, other than tires, I guess. And tires just depend on how you drive. You know, if you're 0 to 60 all day, then yeah, you're going to run through tires. If you drive like a grandma, then you won't run through tires. That's dependent on your driving style. Technically, the car is heavier. Technically, yeah, I mean, I get all of that. But, like, yeah, it depends on how you drive. So, yeah. So, I guess the whole point of this video is the Tesla still the king for rideshare? And now, I guess, you got to be more specific. Because previously, I could say Tesla, and that could be Model 3 or the Model Y. I mean, and then obviously you have the Model S and the Model X, but I don't really see people using the Model S and the Model X. I mean, so you do have the companies out here. So like you do have companies like Freebie. There's a lot of little, I mean, when I say little, there's a lot of government companies. Well, I don't know if Freebie is a government company, but like a lot of companies now, I guess it's the county. Counties have started adopting like rideshare services, and they use the Model X for their, you know, to pick up people. So yeah, I mean, I guess. But yeah, you know, the overall, is the Tesla still the king? The Model Y, it's hard to say because, yeah, with the Model 3, my baby, with the Model 3, we took off of Premier. So if you're in a market where you have Premier, and I mean, I want to say it's taken off of Black too. So if you're regardless, if you're in a market that has Premier or Black, you can't use the Model 3 to do it. So we got taken off that platform. So unfortunately, if you got a Model 3, no, it's not the king anymore. I mean, it's a workhorse. I would put it up to a Camry. I would put it up to like a Accord, just in terms of how hard you can run it. I still think it's a pretty good car. And then you don't have that maintenance that you would with a Camry or an Accord or something like that. In terms of like that, yeah, I mean, I still like it. It's just you don't get that premium tier anymore. So it's a beautiful vehicle in that sense. Is it the king? No. I mean, obviously you guys are gonna say a hybrid because of the range. So yeah, you got that. And then you have to charge. In terms of like the Model Y and the SUV versions, I still gotta say no. It's not the king anymore. Just because you gotta charge. You gotta charge. And in the range. So, and then there are other vehicles out now that kind of, that are taking place. So yeah, overall the Tesla is not the king like it used to be, because a lot of people don't want to get in the car now because of Elon's stance, which is kind of like a weird situation, because it's like, bro, this is my car. You don't say nothing about I mean, I guess you wouldn't know, but like, you ain't talking about what the founders of Hyundai are talking about, or, like, I don't know. It's a weird situation, but yeah, so the Tesla isn't the king, but it's still a top vehicle. It's still like one of the top 3, if we being honest, whether it comes to it. But yeah, with that being said, man, I just kind of wanted to talk about my vehicle. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about the Tesla in a while, so why not? But yeah, other than that, man, listen, if you are not a part of the community, we are building the community here. If you're a rideshare driver, you want some co-workers, be a verb. Download the Telegram app and hit the link in the description. Now, do talk. But yeah, other than that, if you got any questions, comments, anything like that, leave them down below. I just want to say I love you. I appreciate you. Yeah. All right, I'm out of here. Oh, and happy belated Mother's Day. Because, yeah, that was yesterday. So, deuces.